I'm 70 something hours in, and I still feel like I haven't even scratched the surface. It sounds generic, but I'm serious. I'm reporting to you pre-Eclipse, artifacts, DLC, even unlocking all the abilities and items. Still, 70 hours is enough time to kinda make up my mind. I thought it would be fun to talk about the game for how I've experienced it now before I go balls deep and see how my opinion will differ in a few weeks maybe. I'm not even close to done with this game, I promise you. As gamers, we don't like wasting time. That's not true actually. If we look at some cookie clicker playtimes, we can change that into gamers don't like feeling like they're wasting their time. Experienced Risk of Rain players will pretty much always tell you that full looting is more important than time efficiency. And even though now I pretty much agree with that, I think we shouldn't push aside such an interesting mechanic. Why does wasting your time feel bad? Probably because you haven't gotten the amount of value out of your time that you might have wanted to, and now that time is gone, never to be seen again. People's main worry with wasting time is mostly not having the time anymore. Now, if we pivot to Risk of Rain, because wasting your time has direct negative consequences, the game rewires your relationship with it. If you waste your time in Risk of Rain, the consequence you think about isn't necessarily that time is gone, but that you might lose your run if you're not more efficient. This makes it pretty much impossible to be boring for the entire duration of a run, because you are always on the clock. Speedrunning is a central mechanic. This causes a lot of happy accidents. Your primary way of getting stronger is picking up items. The places where you'll find those items are fully random, which means every spot of the map is technically worth checking out because all of them could have a chest and every chest could have a red item, changing the entirety of your run. The stakes are high. You don't want to lose a run you spend up to 50 minutes on, so every moment of the game is life or death. Now, depending on which character you play and the items you have, you'll take different approaches to scouting and looting the maps. It's vitally important that you grow as familiar with the maps as you can, because you'll never know when the knowledge you gain might come in handy. I got a recent example. I was playing the red map and finished the teleporter. I had so much money and didn't want to waste it all, but had almost fully looted the stage. A few runs back, the teleporter on the same stage had spawned in this long tunnel I wasn't aware of before this point. Now, with the money in my pocket, I thought to myself, there's a pretty big part of the map I haven't explored yet. Good chance that there is some stuff to spend my money on. It felt like a pretty big decision because I had really low movement speed, and if I wouldn't find anything, it would have been a big waste of time. I decided to go through the tunnel and was able to spend all my money and get a lot of stuff. Even though it's hard to really see, that could have easily been the thing that won me that run. It feels so satisfying to make a decision like that, and even having to think that deeply about something perfectly illustrates how deep this game actually goes. The playing field is so open, so many different things could be a viable strategy. Like, you could actually look for a vantage point, scout the area, and plan the most effective route you can think of. Gambling as a design concept is a really interesting topic. It's a pretty old idea. Some newer examples are Vampire Survivors and Balatro, and pretty much every game has something of chance or the perception that things are up to chance built in. But if I really like a game and see that big part of it is a slot machine, do I like the game or the slot machine aspect? I could tell you right now that slot machines are really engaging. I just keep playing for days on end. That doesn't make it a good game though. Remember how I said that every chest could contain a red item and every corner of the map could contain a chest? I think that Risk of Rain has more than enough other values to not just be called a slot machine. I don't know if it's ethical design, but I do know it's fun. Getting strong is also fun, but I love starting a new run. That feeling of the world being your oyster, the run is just oozing with potential. It's also pretty easy to play close to perfect, it feels like. The longer the run goes on, the more room there will be for you to make mistakes. I like the feeling that I'm probably doing the best I can, or am at least close to it. When I'll get better, I'll maybe start to also get this feeling from the later stages, but now there's still lots of room for improvement. The secret to my success, guys. I obliterated on all base game characters except for Heretic, I haven't played him yet, and beat Mithrix with Rex. I'm getting more consistent, and even though I think I got a lot better, most of the credit might not even be mine. The thing that might have had the biggest effect on my higher win rate is buying drones. I never used to do this, I thought they were really bad, but they provide so much value, like passive income, less aggro, extra DPS. They are scouting tools and they almost never break. Now here's the thing, they were actually pretty bad last time I played, but they got buffed. They revamped the AI, gave them more health regen and extra damage reduction for the grandparents AoE. I think I might have been getting carried. Lunar coins feel like cheating. I never liked that type of limited use item to help you out stuff. Maybe for Eclipse I'll need to rely on it heavier, but except for getting Heretic or choosing the next stage, I don't think I'll be using my lunar coins. With how cluttered the screen can get, clarity is something that's very important and something Risk of Rain definitely executes on, both auditory and visually. The enemy designs are so distinct yet simple. There aren't even a lot of enemies in their game. Some stages have exclusives or ones that'll appear more often, but even with the high amount of repeats you'll see, it doesn't at all negatively affect the replayability. Enemies in this game also don't have a lot of attacks. The most you'll see on one is around 2, bosses 3 maybe. Some ranged, some melee, some hybrid. But this simplicity sets the game up for perfection. When you have 50 enemies on your screen, you have to start thinking in broader terms. You need to know the ranged and melee threats and adapt your killing and dodging accordingly. One mistake can cost you your life. No guardrails. Getting one shot has got to be a canon event for every Risk of Rain player. I hated it so much, especially starting out. Because you have no idea of what's going on, it can feel even worse. But after a while, you find out that there is so much you could do to prevent getting one shot that it starts feeling fair in a way. Risk of Rain might be hard, but it is a fair game. You can one shot bosses, so can they one shot you. Every status effect can be applied to everything that has a health bar. Friendly fire is turned on for a lot of attacks, like the grandparents AoE. It kills everything, not just you. A lot of games, even the ones presented as sandboxes, feel like they conspire against you artificially. That could be said for every game, and it's not necessarily bad, but in Risk of Rain, you really are on the same footing as the enemies. The laws of the game don't discriminate, and that builds extra excitement to learn all about it. Before I hop into the DLC, I want to have my fill with the base game. I'ma unlock as much stuff as I feel like unlocking and see if there are any secrets I still haven't got to yet. I don't necessarily need to have everything, it's just that right now it still feels like I don't understand the base game well enough to get the maximum amount of value out of the DLCs. All of them were on sale, so I already have them, but I'ma hold out for as long as I can. If it wasn't obvious by the video, I love this game. It has the potential to crack my top 5 easy, depending on the DLC that is. It'll be up there with Elden Ring, Black Ops 3 and Deep Rock or something. Okay, so my predictions and hopes for the DLCs. I kinda already know what they have. They have new stages, bosses, items, enemies and characters. What more is there even to ask for? Like, what would I add to Risk of Rain? I don't have anything, to be honest. So I guess I just hope they mix some stuff up and are quality additions that don't break the game too hard,